Welcome to the second installment of the Best of 2025 series. I will link the entire playlist at the end of this video, so if you have missed some installments, you can catch up with them all there. Today is the turn of the affordable makeup products, the best affordable makeup products that 2025 has released, or that I have tried for the first time in 2025 and they haven't had a mention in previous years' series gone by. So many products on my bench. I'm not quite sure how we're going to get through them all in the allotted time, but we're going to give it a go. Let's get on with it. We're going to start with brows first because that's generally where I would start my makeup, then go on to eyeshadow. There is only one product that I feel is a standout product of 2025. This is a phenomenal brow product, not only because it's affordable, but this is better than a lot of the high-end brow products that I have ever tried. It's from Fyne, and it's called the Fine Strokes Brow Pen. It's in the shade Deep Brown. Now, the reason I love this so much, it does have two ends. Yes, that's not revolutionary. We've seen these sorts of brow pens before. However, this one is so easy to use. It's got the right amount of rigidity on the comb end, the right amount of flexibility in the comb end. So it is so easy to apply the most perfect, very natural looking brow hair strokes that I have ever seen. The other reason I love this is obviously it's got a fabulous pen on the other side, which is equally as good at creating those really fine brow hair strokes. Now, you can't see what I've done on my brows really because I've got a fringe. I will be using this in my full face of affordable favorites 2025, so definitely watch out for that video. I'll be showing you how I use it, how I style my brows, etc. So you'll see a full tutorial on it then, but love this. I would go a little deeper than you think you should go. Some of the lighter brown shades are a little reddy in undertone, which definitely doesn't suit me. This one in deep brown, and I've also ordered deep taupe, is it? I'm not quite sure. Anyway, I've ordered another one as well to try. This one hasn't even started running out yet, but I am ordering another one just in case because I love it so much. Let's move on to eyeshadow. Usually this section of this particular video is quite sparse. I don't have a lot of luck with affordable eyeshadows. This year, it is completely different. We have a lot from MORPHE, so let me just get through this and then we'll move on to the next brand. MORPHE have brought out some amazing eyeshadows during 2025. So the Flickering Sands palette has to be my favorite that they have released. It is so beautiful. It's a neutral palette, but it's more neutral warm. You have everything that you could possibly need, including a mirror, which is great. These shadows, they are not super pigmented like pressed pigments, so you don't need to be frightened of these at all. They are so easy to blend out. On the other hand, they're also not weakly pigmented either. If you are more of a cool toned neutral person, then this is going to be your favorite. This is in the palette Moonstone. Again, one of the eyeshadow palette ranges from MORPHE. How gorgeous are these? Now, I didn't mention in the Flickering Sands palette that the shimmers are exactly that. They are not heavily pigmented metallics that are going to give you masses of depth. A lot of these are just topper shimmers to apply over the top of another shadow. The mattes in this palette and also the Flickering Sands palette are some of the best transition shades that are buildable that I've seen in any sort of palette that has been released during 2025. So if you are if you love a natural shadow, if you like to create a little definition around the eye area, maybe deepen it up on that outer edge, you cannot go wrong with these. And of course you can add that little hint of sparkle right in the center if you want to zhuzh it up a bit. If you're wanting something a little punchier, then these two palettes are going to be your go-to. We've got Rich Glitch on the left, we've got Outer Spice on the right. Outer Spice is slightly warmer, Rich Glitch is slightly cooler. You've got everything you could ever need in these palettes. Transition shade, deepening shades, you've got a shade for a liner, and you have the sparkle. The sparkle is real in both of these palettes. So you have pearlescent shades in the center of both of these palettes, and they are va-va-va-voom. You can make these as subtle as you like, or you can build them up to be ridiculously glitzy for an evening look. I love these. I use them both. I'm really glad I picked them both up. Beautiful, beautiful tones in here. If these are your tones, you can go into your local Boots. These should be on the Morphe counter for you to swatch on the back of your hand to see whether these are for you. Moving on to the L'Oreal shadow sticks. These are some of the best quality eyeshadow sticks I have ever tried, and we're talking Laura Mercier, NARS, Vive. These are up there with those standout brands that specialize in shadow sticks. The reason I love these so much is not only are they seriously pigmented and you get a massive shimmer off these, but they are also beautifully cooling and calming on the lid. As well as that cooling sensation that these give you as soon as they hit the lid, which is incredibly soothing, these are also easy to blend. So if you're one of those people that doesn't use shadow sticks because they dry down too quickly and you end up in a little bit of a mess, you should be able to use these. So these give you around about 30 seconds to buff these in place with either a brush, a finger, a sponge, and then they lock in place. Now, they don't lock in place to the point where if you rub your eyelid, some of this isn't going to come off on your finger, but they do lock in place to the point where these aren't going to crease and crinkle into any of your fine lines and wrinkles throughout the day. I love these. Now, the shades that I have: Twinkly Rose, Magnetic Bronze, Mesmerizing Gold, all of these stunning in either one look, on their own. You can mix these together, just multi-purpose. I adore them. Absolutely adore them. Another interruption today. I had to pick B up from school this time because the bus had broken down and it wasn't picking her up. So I had to go, got there, the bus was there. Fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Anyway, on with eyeshadows. I cannot mention eyeshadow without mentioning this product from SHEGLAM. This is just genius. It is so elegant, so classy. This is the product that I have on my eyelids. It is glitz, it is glam, it is Hollywood, it's everything. It's absolutely everything. Super, super affordable. So this is the Crystal Jelly Glaze Stick, and this is in the shade Golden Girl. So it comes with a plastic cap. Do not throw this plastic cap away because the jelly formula, this texture, will dry out completely if you don't protect it properly. So, and then you've wasted your money, and regardless of how cheap it is, that's just such a waste. Such a waste. So this spreads really nicely. I like to dot this on my finger rather than drawing it on the eyelid and press it in place. You can get this as a shimmer over the top of your eyeshadow like a topper, or you can build this up to make it sparkly like I've done today. I mean, it's just gorgeous. This is a real stunner. Completely divine. Comes in several shades. Again, this is quite cooling and calming on the eyelid, and once it's set, it is set. It's going nowhere. Primers. There are two primers that seriously stood out for me in 2025. The first one is from L'Oreal. This is the Lumi Glotion. So this isn't really a primer as such, but you can put this underneath foundation, over the top of foundation, in with your foundation to give you a little bit of a glow. You can also use this on your own not on your own. Obviously you will be using it on your own sometimes, but you can use it on its own. There we go. Got it right. It's been a long day. This one is in the shade 902. There's also a bronzier one, a deeper one as well. If you have a slightly deeper skin tone than me, or you're going on holiday and you want to give yourself that bronze goddess glow, you can not only apply this to the face, you can apply this on the eyelids as a bit of an eyeshadow. You can also apply it on the chest bones, clavicle. What do we call these? Anyway, you can apply them on the chest to give you a little bit more of a glow, on the legs, on the arms, wherever you want that subtle glow from the gods. This will give you that. And it's also really easy to apply with the nozzle. I pop this on the back of my hand and apply it with a brush. You can also apply it with a sponge, with your fingertips, input it into your foundation. It's just multi-purpose. It's a really good product. Next up, I have to mention this primer from Maybelline. I seem to be the only one shouting about this. I love this. I think it's seriously good. This is the Maybelline Poreless Jelly Primer. You get up to 24 hours worth of blurring, primering. With this, it is superb. If you want that smoothness that a really heavy silicone primer can give you, but you don't want that heavy silicone feeling, this is superb. This is also quite cooling and calming on the skin, and it's incredibly lightweight. Nothing like any other primer that I've tried before. I love it, and it seriously works. So this has 2% niacinamide in here, which if you are sensitive to niacinamide, you may be able to get away with it at 2%. 2% is enough for the niacinamide to still work and have benefits for the skin, but it is at a level where it shouldn't be irritating, especially how you're going to be using this. But yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. The jelliness is just, it's just superb. It is really, really lightweight. It is not stiff in consistency. It is like a jelly, but it turns into a serum as soon as it hits the skin. And it's incredibly blurring and smoothing. Moving on to best affordable foundations of 2025. So there is one that I really wasn't expecting to be in this category. It's a re-release from The Ordinary. This is The Ordinary Serum Foundation. It's in the colours range. So they discontinued this quite a long time ago now, a few years ago I would have said, and they said they haven't reformulated this, they've just re-released it due to popular demand. I don't believe that this hasn't been reformulated, because I didn't used to like the old version. It was powdery, it was just, when it dried down it just looked like powder on my skin. It also didn't last very long and it just went patchy throughout the day, very little staying power, didn't look that nice. This I can get on board with. Either my skin has completely done a 180 or this product has been reformulated. I'm not gonna say which one is which because I just don't know. So I really love this. This is one of those consistencies that is a serum consistency, slightly thicker than a serum I would say, but it spreads and melts into the skin. This is going to give you a satin matte finish. It is blurring, but it is natural. I adore it. It is smoothing, but it looks like my skin. It's gonna give you a sort of light medium coverage. This is buildable. I wouldn't recommend you build it up as far as it will go, because it will go quite to a high coverage, but yeah, it's not supposed to be worn that way, and it will look slightly heavy and it will start to move on the skin. Light to medium coverage is the way to get the best wear out of this, and it is just stunning. If this was in a blind test, I would most definitely not realise that this was not a high-end foundation. it is superb. Really, really good and super affordable. Now, I don't know if this next product was released in 2025, but I most definitely tried it for the first time in 2025 and was blown away. This product was recommended to me by so many of you, and I now know why, because this is unbelievably good. This is on a level with Lisa Eldridge for me. That's how good it is. This is the Sephora Reveal the Real Soft Radiant Skin Tint. Now for a skin tint, this gives coverage. So I would say once again, very similarly to the ordinary serum foundation, this is going to give you light to medium coverage. It can be built up if you want to build it up, but once again, I wouldn't recommend it. It's not supposed to be worn like that, and the longevity is going to be lower if you do build this up. This lasts a decent amount of time for a skin tint and is quite smoothing and airbrushing on the skin on first application, which just blows my mind. Really lovely product. So it comes in various shades. This is a Sephora special, so you can only buy this in Sephora. It's very long wearing and it's up to 12 hours of hydration. So hydrating, but it doesn't fall off my skin. Another standout foundation is actually another skin tint. The skin tints are winning in 2025. This is from Rimmel. Now, when I first reviewed this, I don't think you could get it worldwide. I am really hoping you can get this worldwide now, because this is a triumph, an absolute win. So this is from Rimmel and it's the Kind and Free Blur It Out mattifying skin tint. If you're not into mattifying, which I most definitely am, there is a Glow It Up version of this, which is a very similar formula, different finish. I prefer this because although this is mattifying, it looks very, very natural. So it's more of a satin matte, blurring, airbrushing, non-drying, really hydrating, and it does allow your natural oils to come through, so this is going to get shinier throughout the day. If you do have an oily T-zone, this still looks beautiful after hours and hours of wear. It's also really long lasting, so it doesn't go overly patchy on me, it doesn't transfer onto absolutely everything, although this is not transfer resistant, so you do need to be careful if you're wearing a white shirt that's rubbing against your face. I'm in the shade 103 True Ivory, and my mum has also tried this. Watch this space. She is coming on soon to give her opinions on all of her favourites. Will this appear in my mum's favourites of 2025? You will have to wait and see. Best affordable concealer of 2025. Now, I'm a little bit disappointed in this category that I only have one to share with you that I think is a standout product. Maybe I've not been trying a lot of new releases in the concealer category. Maybe a lot of new releases haven't been released. I don't know. Maybe I just haven't been wowed by some of the products that maybe you absolutely love. So do let me know if you've tried more products than I have and you think they are standout fantastic. Do list them in the comment section and I will try and give them a go or a re-go. This one is a definite standout winner for me. It is smoothing, it is airbrushing, it gives a radiant finish, it doesn't crease, and the applicator is stunning. Absolutely stunning. If you have any irritation or any puffiness underneath the eyes and you haven't tried this already, you're going to want to stay tuned. This is the Skin Silk Eye Brightener and Concealer from Revolution. This is in the shade Light Peach, so this does colour correct as well as conceal. And when I say I love this applicator, it is completely metal, no sponge at all. It is very cooling. It is very, very calming. It just feels so cold and refreshing underneath the eyes. Now, I generally wouldn't use an applicator of a concealer to go straight underneath the eye area, but I just can't help myself with this one because it just feels so lovely. You need very little of this. It is going to give you light to medium coverage. Do not build this up more than that because it's going to start creasing all over the place and not do what you want it to do. So I do powder powder mine in place. It doesn't give me as much coverage as I generally like underneath the eyes, but it's not supposed to. It's not a full coverage concealer. This is a very natural concealer that's going to give you that light reflection and a very natural, radiant finish. It's lovely. So it's a bit of a double whammy, this one. It is going to conceal with the amount of pigment that's in here, but obviously, again, it's light to medium coverage. It's also going to give you a little bit of added concealment with the light reflection. So the light hits it, bounces off. It's going to look like it's concealing a little bit more. That is going to fade away if you powder this in place. And like I said before, I do powder this in place because I feel like it sits nicer underneath my eyes and it lasts a little bit longer, but you don't need to. So that's my 2 penneth on this bad boy. I just think it's beautiful. Best affordable powder, I have a couple to share with you. This first one I have spoken about quite a bit on my channel already. I think it is superb quality. It is really beautiful. It's really blurring and it sets for a considerable amount of time. This is from NYX and it's the Wonder Snatch. I have 2 shades. I've got Cheeky Cherry, which I tend to use underneath my eyes, and I've got Sugar Serve 01, which is for the rest of my face. I think this is great quality of a product. What you do need to be aware of is you don't get very much product for your money. So although this is an affordable product, the initial outlay isn't a lot. You're also not getting a lot of product for that outlay. So if you went for a high-end powder, gram for gram, it may be more affordable or just as affordable, but the initial outlay will be a lot more. So that's why I like this one, because you're not completely skinting yourself buying a powder that's going to last you maybe a year and a half. You can do this in installments and buy smaller tubs of this for just the same effect, really. I mean, I think this is amazing, absolutely fantastic. I don't like that the tub is this small because I do like to pop the powder in the lid and get a brush in there or get a powder puff in there and smoosh it around a bit, and having a really small lid makes that a little bit cumbersome, but it's a small price to pay. Beauty Pie pulled it out of the bag again. Now this is only an affordable product if you are a member of Beauty Pie. To become a member of Beauty Pie, it costs so much per year, and then you get access to lots of products at more affordable prices. So this is a new release for 2025, or at least I think it is. I tried it for the first time in 2025 anyway. It's from Beauty Pie and it's the Wonder Filter Magic Blurring Loose Powder. That is exactly what it does. It is a tub of magic. It is very blurring. It does set. This is like an airbrushing wand, like a little piff paff puff. All your imperfections be gone as soon as you apply this powder. You can pop this underneath your eyes. You can pop it around your oiliness to bring that oiliness down, to reduce any visible texture that you have on your skin. It is so finely milled. It's like sherbet. I would pay more for this, and I have paid a lot more for things that are very similar, but from Beauty Pie you can get this maybe 1/3 of the price of some of the high-end powders of this quality. Usually my best of affordable makeup is crammed full of affordable mascaras that are just on another level fantastic. This year, not so much. I'm not quite sure what happened this year. I have liked quite a lot of mascaras that have been affordable, but they haven't blown my socks off. I am going to mention one, however. This is from Rimmel and it's the Thrill Seeker mascara, because this is quite plumping. It's not going to give you that crunchy, crispy look, so it's going to give you that volume, it's going to give you that length, without it turning your lashes into spider's legs, which I really don't like. It's also not going to give you those bubbles on the end of each individual lash, which I cannot abide. Cannot abide that. Really don't like it. This doesn't do. And I've put this on today and I think it looks really, really beautiful. I have no idea if this was released in 2025. I think it was released in 2025. Don't quote me on that one though. I'm sure somebody will let me know in the comment section if I am wrong, because you always do. Thank you for that. Let's move on to the best affordable bronzers, and this was a no-brainer category. There are 3 products I want to mention, and you will probably be able to guess all 3. So, first up, we have the Collection Cream Bronzer. I believe this is not available in the US. I think Collection is a UK and Europe only brand. Again, don't quote me on that. This stuff is amazing. It does remind me of the Chanel cream bronzer. I think it's just as good. And the Chanel one runs quite orange on me, and this one doesn't. This is more of a neutral warm, which I very much prefer. It blends out superbly well, and it creates more of a powder, so it doesn't give you that shine. Once it's dried down, it's more mattifying, and I really like that. Mattifying in a natural way, not in a flat way though. So this is incredibly easy to apply, very easy to blend out, very beginner friendly. You can build it up if you want more pigmentation, but it's cream to powder and it looks superb and lasts all day. Then we have another product from Rimmel actually. This is the Multitasker 3-in-1 bronzing stick. I really like this. Now the lighter version, and I can't remember which shade it was, is slightly oilier than this. I don't know whether there's a bit of a consistency error in different shades, but the shade, let's just see what shade this is. Do we know? Yes, the shade 002 Medium has slightly more pigmentation, is slightly less oily, but just as easy to blend into the skin, and oh, it's just stunning. I mean, look at that. It's so beautiful. Now you can over buff this out. It is so easy to blend. You can over blend it and then it melts into nothingness. So you do need to be careful there, but yeah, if you just tap on this rather than rub on this, it just melts into the skin like butter, giving you a lovely glowy sheen. It's just gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. Again, very easy to apply, stick format. I apply one all over my forehead and blend that up into my hairline, cheekbones, nose if I want to, down my neck if I want to bronze myself up a little bit so that everything matches and I don't have a line all the way around my jawline. It's a lovely product and it is so inexpensive. Really, really like it. It's definitely worth going out, having a look to see whether you can get your hands on this. And again, try it out for yourself. If you are in Boots, Superdrug, and they have this for you to try, just swatch a bit on the back of your hand and see what you think. Tell me I'm wrong. I mean, I'm not wrong. Another product that may not be available in the US yet, and I'm gonna grovel here. I feel so bad for you if this is not available in the US yet, because it's just unbelievable. It is really, it's such a beautiful, well-designed, beautifully blendable contour slash bronzer product. So this is the Infallible 24-hour face sculptor from L'Oreal. My favorite shade is medium contour. Now you may think that this is going to be too dark for me, but I do have quite prominent features and I prefer to go for a contour that's slightly deeper than you would usually think I would go for. So this is my shade, and because it blends out so beautifully well, you can get away with it being slightly deeper. So I do think that the light or the fair is slightly more on the yellowy, pinkier side, which isn't really for me, but the 02 in medium, not 02, just medium. The medium contour is perfection. Looks a little scary when it first goes on. As soon as it's blended, everything just moves into place. It lasts a really long time, very easy to blend like I've said. It is creamy, it is smooth, it is soft. It doesn't give you a lot of glow, which is also another feature of this that I really, really like. If you're gonna have a contour, you don't want it to be oily or shiny at all. This is the perfect level of dewiness. I think it's a natural look for a contour product. Best affordable blush releases of 2025. I've actually had to narrow this down because there've been so many. I mean, we could be here for days. So I'm going to mention 3 of these products that I feel stand out from the rest. And yeah, I mean, it was so difficult to narrow these down. Firstly, the one that's going to give you more bang for your buck, from Morphe. This is the Cheek Thrills in the shade Beach Bonfire, and it is lovely. So you get a cream blush, you get a highlighter, which is powder, and you get a powder blush as well. Now you can apply these any way you want to, powder first then cream, or cream and then set it with a powder. The one thing that is not heavily used in this palette is the highlighter. If you've been a regular to me for a long time, you'll know that I don't need highlight. I really don't. I don't really get highlight. I know why people use it, but I have quite prominent cheekbones to begin with. I also have quite problematic skin where oil comes through my foundation and gives me enough highlight. I don't need the extra. So I tend not to use the highlighter, but the cream blush and the powder blush, chef's kiss. Absolutely beautiful, lasts a really long time, doesn't slide off my face. Even if I don't set the cream blush in place with the powder blush, this doesn't just drift off me throughout the day. I don't need to be touching this up all the time. And the cream blush just gives me that lovely little glow, not a dewy glow. It's just a natural glow. So like a lot of the other products that I've really enjoyed using this year, this is more of a natural look. I think it's lovely. It's more of a dry cream. It's not overly wet as a cream, which works really well. And you get it in a really nice packet. It's got a mirror in there, great for travel. Pretty much everything you need. I found a new brand this year and I'm having loads of success with it. This is MCO Beauty and it's their Soft Matte Beauty Wand in the shade Cosmopolitan Blush. I have this on my cheeks today and just look at how perfect this is. Gives you that glow without disturbing any other product and without accentuating texture, fine lines, all that sort of stuff. Pores, which you know you don't want to draw attention to. This doesn't draw attention to it. I would say this is a satin matte. It's definitely not flat matte. It does give you life. So it's got that air of satinness. It's a little bit of radiance, and when your natural oils come through this, if you do have oilier skin like mine, then I mean, you couldn't get any more perfect. This colour, Cosmopolitan Blush, it's quite light. It is quite light. So if you have a much deeper skin tone than me, you aren't going to be able to get away with this, but it's just enough pigment for me. It's lovely to apply, very much like the Charlotte Tilbury blushes. You have a sponge on the end, so you can either pat this on the back of your hand and then apply it with a brush, fingertip, sponge, or you can pop this straight on the cheek. And it's not scary. It's not that scary pigmentation that you're going to put a couple of dots on and then the pigmentation just going to frighten you and you're going to look like Aunt Sally or that somebody smacked you around the face with both hands. It's not that sort of a blush. So you can actually over apply this and it not look frightening. So again, very beginner friendly. I really like this, really like this. I'll be trying more MCO Beauty from Superdrug as 2026 moves on, but for now, really like this one. And finally, another product from Revolution. This is the Super Dewy Blush Burst, and it's such a lovely consistency and texture. Does remind me of the Huda Beauty Cotton Candy liquid blush. quite a lot. And I'm not that keen on the applicator because the applicator is so small, but I do believe you can use this on your lips as well as your cheeks, which is probably why the applicator is so small. But because the applicator is as tiny as it is, I like to pop it on the back of my hand and then apply it with a brush. Although, again, the pigmentation in here isn't overly frightening. So again, this is beginner friendly and you can apply it direct to the cheek if you want to. So it's more glowy than pigmented. And if you are afraid of highlight, like me, this is the sort of blush that you want to go for because it's going to accentuate that cheekbone and that cheek without emphasizing the texture, the pores, all that, nasty stuff. This is good. This is good. It's a lovely, lovely blush. You get quite a lot in there as well, and because it is so small and dinky, it's very travel friendly. It's lovely. Best affordable lip products of 2025. Let's start with liner. So another product from Revolution. First off, we've got the Lip Shift ink. Now, if you like the Sashu lip stains, you are going to love this. I do prefer the Sashu lip stain applicator. I thought I was going to prefer this because it seems like it's a lot more precise, but actually that precision comes with a little bit of a flaw that when you can be so precise, you actually drag some of the product off at the same time as you're trying to apply the second coat, which doesn't happen with the Sashu. But anyway, it is a lot more affordable than the Sashu lip stain, and one of the major positives is you don't have to keep this on for 10 to 15 minutes before you can peel it off. As soon as this is dry, you can peel it off and it is not going to budge all day. That stain is going to remain exactly where you want it for as long as you want it there, which is different to the Sashu, because the Sashu you have to wait around for quite a long time before you can peel it off, and it can be quite tiresome, whereas you don't get that with this one, and it's just as good as far as I'm concerned. Another lip liner product that deserves a mention in this video is a relatively new product for me. I think this was only released in October. Again, don't quote me on that. I haven't checked my facts and dates out at all. But anyway, this is from NYX. It's the Lip Lingerie Lip Liner Stain, and I have 4 of them. So very similar to the Huda Beauty lip contour stains. Is it the lip contour stains? Yes, the lip contour stains. These are going to last for a really long time. Different to the lip contour stain is that the applicator is slightly different. So you have a bubble on the end here, which you would think would be more precise, and you can get a thinner line with this, which I really, really like. What I don't like about it is that if you have any sort of product on your lip to begin with, it gets covered. The end of this product, with it being quite bulbous, gets covered in the product that you have, and then the actual lip stain, which you want on your lips, won't come out because it blocks the flow of the product. So you do need to make sure that your lips are clean of any foundation, any concealer, anything like that for this to work. Another reason why this is very similar to the Huda Beauty lip contour stains is that you do have to keep these upside down to get the most out of the product. Otherwise, the inside of this product will dry out. Not as quickly as the Huda Beauty lip contour stain, but quick enough. So yeah, I have lots of different shades. I've got After Hours, Naughty Nude, Barely There, and Steamy Spice. All of these are very neutral, nudie shades. Love them all. I think today I have Steamy Spice on. It just goes with everything, absolutely everything. And once it's on, it goes nowhere. So a fraction of the cost of the Huda Beauty lip contour stains, just as good as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I almost dropped them all there, but nobody noticed. Carry on. I've been going through all the drawers to the right of me, looking through all the lipsticks, all the lip glosses, Nothing stood out to me. I have had this whole room turned upside down to try and find a lipstick that's affordable, that I think is stand out better than anything that I've tried in 2025, and I haven't been able to find one. However, I have found a lip oil, and I don't know why this has been stuck in my cupboard. It used to live in my top drawer, and for some reason it's been put away when I was tidying around, and I haven't used it in a while, and I picked it up and used it again today and was like, wow. This needs to live in my top drawer. It is a top drawer product. It's from L'Oreal and it's the Plump Ambition Hyaluron Lip Oil. This come in lots of different shades. I have the shades 650 Nude Macaron. I've got 641 Latte Glacé, which is the one that I have on today, and 510 La Nuit Sparkle, which I did have on first thing this morning and then decided to change it for Latte Glacé, which is my favourite. I mean, I just absolutely adore this. You are going to get a little bit of a minty tingle to this to try and get the blood flow to the surface of the lip to give the impression that your lips are plumper and smoother and less lip lines, as well as that lovely glossy shine that these give. And I quite like that. It's not painful at all like some other lip plumpers have been in the past. We'll not mention those in this video because we're only talking about my favourites, but really like this. I love all the shades, really neutral shades, right up my street, and it's not sticky. Not sticky, they're not jammy at all. You're not gonna get that coagulation of gloss if you over apply this. You can over apply it and it's still absolutely gorgeous. It's like a thick oil, doesn't feel oily, it doesn't feel greasy on the lips. It just feels very smooth, very hydrating, really nourishing. It's a win-win-win for me. Love these. And I'm gonna have to put them on my floor now because I need to write all these products down so that I can put them in the description box. But I need to remember to put these back in my top drawer because these will be getting used again tomorrow. Tomorrow, I am not forgetting about them again. So in my opinion, they are all of the best affordable makeup products that have been released in 2025. Do let me know your favorites if they differ from mine. Have you tried any of these products? Have you really not liked them? Have you loved them? Do have your say in the comment section. Let everybody know your favorites. What have you been absolutely loving throughout 2025? Please don't forget to like, subscribe, give this video a share, and definitely click on that notification bell so you don't miss any more videos in this series. There are so many more to come. You do not want to miss out. Hope to see you all in the next video. Bye everyone.